Hey guys, welcome back to the channel for another Wrath of Rakshasa construction update. We hit 50. This is my 50th update on this coaster. Thanks for following me along on this journey. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. It helps me out in the long run. Please remember to hit those likes and share with all your friends. And I drove out to the park today and I run into this. So it's not raining by me. I didn't think there was any rain in the forecast, and then I get here and this is what happens. So I ended up sitting for about an hour waiting, hoping that this would pass, and it finally did. So I was able to get up really quick during a lull and get this footage for you guys. Please remember that all footage that I have done here throughout every one of these videos has been captured outside of the park property using the zoom features on my drone. You should not fly any drone above or around the park without the proper permission. And jumping into things, there's not really a lot to report here. A lot of you know the weather's been kind of on and off here. It's been a really cool week, cold week. We've had lots of rain. So no wonder it doesn't really look like anything has happened here. There is work going on the site. When I was there today, even though it was raining, and it had literally just finished pouring, actually. It rained pretty hard here. But they're working through it, getting as much done as they can. As you can see, there's some excavators in the demon, where that demon queue is going to go. And they were working on that area. There is lots of work going on in the station. You'll see that in a bit. Once I get over there, I'll zoom in a little more. But you can see the midway doesn't really look any clearer than it did in my last video. Not really appears that anything is going on, and I'm sure there has been stuff going on. However, with all the rain we've been getting, you obviously can't pour concrete or lay asphalt in rain, so therein lies the problem. It doesn't look like there's any prop stuff up for the curbs on wherever that is going to go. As you know, when curbs are done, there's wood that's put up that kind of lays out the form and where the concrete is then poured into for the curbs. I don't see any of that. So we're kind of just waiting here. The park does have an event this coming weekend. They're doing a food training event, and they invite people out for that to train the park employees. Now, with the state of the way the midway looks, my guess is they're going to have everyone end up walking around the other way to get to the food court, because the food court is not really accessible from this way. Even if people go through Southwest Territory, that bend there is still is supposed to be torn up and replaced as well. So I guess we'll have to wait and see what the report is after people visit the park this weekend for that training event that they do every year for the employees to help them so they're not thrown into everything on opening day. They invite people into the park and try to get them in a open business model sense on how they're going to be serving food and stuff, and that helps the employees that are in the food court and work at all the food stands around the park to know how everything is going to work when there's actually customers in the park that they have to serve. So I'll hear back from, I'm not going to that, I work all weekend, but I will see how that goes with people that I know that are attending, and I'll report back on what exactly ended up happening with the midway. But here we are zooming in. You can see there's people working there in the station. For those of you that know any dive coasters or floorless coasters, actually pretty much I think any B&M coaster now that goes up has these gates that open in front of the train when the train is ready to dispatch. And you can see those gates have been installed there. There's more framing done on the roofing. You can see the arch is on the arched framing that they've put in. and you can see all those people standing up on the roof. Now, like I said, when I shot this video, it had literally just finished pouring, so not sure if they were just getting up there to get back into the swing of things. I don't know that if they worked through rain. Obviously, I couldn't send the drone up in the rain, but we'll see once people get into the park and start snapping some pictures. I don't know if you noticed, but the thing that turns on top of X-Flight, the radar thing, was just spinning, which I don't think has worked in a couple years now. Maybe I'm mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but has that radar antenna that was on top of the tower there at X-Flight, has that worked before in the last few years? I don't think so. If you look there, you can see the yellow train for Demon has now been pulled out. So once Demon opens, we will have the red and yellow train operating. I really doubt that the black will get added. They usually operate only with 2 trains on Demon. You can see the blue side on Eagle that they were working on the retracking is still covered. My guess is Eagle will only open with the red side, and we will get blue opening sometime in the middle of the season. And you can see all the gondolas, cars for Sky Striker have been uncovered. I was hoping that they would be testing that when I was there, but as I said, it literally just finished pouring. Here we go with Eagle. They were testing Eagle, the red side, and you can see the water dummies in the cars there. So I just kind of followed this, just wanted to see how it went through the course. At the end of the video, I switched to 4K mode and filmed another test run, so if you want to stick around and watch that. I actually flew down Washington to kind of stay with the train as it went up and down the track in that clip that I did, so if that interests you, that's at the end of the video here after all this. But that's really going to do it on my coverage of Wrath for now. Like I said, there wasn't really much to see. I would imagine they haven't really been able to get anything done there because of all the rain that we've been getting and more rain today. So hopefully this weekend it's supposed to be at least warmer. I don't know that it's supposed to be sunny, but hopefully they're able to get some stuff done. The park opens in a week from tomorrow, so cross your fingers that everything runs smoothly for them and they can get that midway done and opened, so there's no restrictions for the park on the first weekend. But maybe that whole area will still be closed until they wrap things up for the first few weekends of the season, so we'll just have to wait and see. But that is going to do it for this video. Thanks again, everybody, for all your support this entire off-season. This is update number 50. I can't believe I've done 50 updates on this coaster. But please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Turn on those notifications. Make sure you get all my videos when they are released. Catch you later, guys.